Hey guys, so it's been quite a while since I've made a video. I think my last one was at 28 weeks. I know I haven't really updated anything since then, but a lot has happened and it has kept me very busy. So basically I'll start off with my glucose results. I had to go back for the 3-hour glucose test and I failed. If you follow me on Instagram, you know all of this already, but for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I swear nobody ever drives down this street until I go to make a video. But anyway, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you don't know anything that has happened. So basically here's your update. I failed the 3-hour glucose test. I actually failed pretty badly. They were shocked. They were shocked at how bad I failed it. I passed my fasting, and then my 1, 2, and 3-hour numbers, I failed by 20 points, all 3 of them. So, I failed pretty badly, as I said. So they went ahead that day, they called me, and they're like, hey, you failed. They're like, we need you to come in, like, right now. Like, they acted like it was, like, such a big deal. I was freaking out. Cried so hard. I made a video for you guys about it the day it happened, but it was really depressing, so I deleted it. Sorry, I'm running out of breath. And then I went over, picked up my glucose monitor, went straight to the nurse, and she kind of explained to me how to use it. She didn't really seem like she knew what she was doing. She couldn't even, like, figure out how to get, like, the needle in the lancet device, and it was just a disaster. Like, I had to follow the instructions. Like, she kept telling me, like, well, this is how you do it, so go ahead and do it this way. And, like, I was reading the instructions. I'm like, but the instructions say to do it like this. Like, she really didn't know what she was doing. She kind of gave me a brief overview of how I'm supposed to do it. Basically, all I got out of that was I test 8 hours after my bedtime snack for my fasting, only water throughout the night. Whew, man. And then I have breakfast, test 2 hours later, and then basically I'm eating every 2 to 3 hours, and I'm only testing 2 hours after my meal, so breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Test 4 times a day. She didn't even really give me any guidelines. She told me if it's ever under 50 to eat some crackers, and if it's over 200 to call the doctor's office. That was really all I had got. She told me to bring my results to my OB appointment. So when I first started, she gave me like a bunch of paperwork on like what to eat and how to eat and this and that, and like it was just paperwork. Like I didn't understand a lot of it. So when I first started out, I basically, like, I would have as much protein as I would carbs, and it was, like, I would only have, like, 20 carbs, and then I'd have, like, 20 grams of protein with it, and, like, I was losing weight. For the first week, I was losing weight. My numbers were, like, excellent. They're, like, all under, like, 95, which I have since learned that my 2-hour number should be under 120, but that was no help to my doctor. That was strictly because of support groups that I'm in. But I was losing weight, and I wasn't hungry, so I wasn't starving myself, but I definitely could tell that I wasn't eating as much as I used to. So I went into my doctor and I gave him my 1-week numbers, and he's like, man, these are the best 1-week numbers I've ever seen. Like, my fasting was excellent. Like, all my numbers were just like excellent. Like, they were all under 90, as I said. Like, I'd very rarely have something like maybe 95-ish for my 2-hour numbers, and my fasting was always in the low 80s. So so he's like, I told him that I was hungry, and like, like I just felt like I wasn't eating enough, even though I wasn't feeling hungry. Like, I wasn't feeling like I was starving. So So he basically told me, like, eat what you normally ate. Like, he's like, just eat like you normally do and just test your numbers, and it's trial and error. He's like, you know, eat this and then test 2 hours later, and if your number's too high, he's like, then you know you can't have that anymore. So that's what I did. So I've never been over my number. Knock on wood. Just realized somebody wrote on my fence. Anyway, I've never been over 120 at my 2-hour point, and I've never been, typically they want you under 90 or 95 for your fasting number. I've never been over that. So I also hear the further you get along, the harder it gets to control. So I don't really know what I'm doing. So basically, like, I've kind of been, the only difference in my diet is I'm not eating, like, if I wake up in the morning and I'm craving donuts, I don't go to the store and eat like 2 donuts. That's really the only difference. I'm still eating my normal meals. Like, I haven't really changed a whole lot, is what I would say. But I can tell when my glucose is higher than normal for me, because even though like 120 and below for 2 hours is normal, 140 and below is normal for 1 hour, even though that's like what they want you under, if I even come close to 100, I start to feel very weighted down and just very tired. And I think that's kind of what I thought was anemia earlier. I think that, like, my body wasn't producing enough insulin, but I was in no way going over or like spiking to the point of where I was harming Veda. So I mean, honestly, I don't know, like, I'm hoping that I'm able to stay diet controlled, and if I stay diet controlled, he'll let me go as long as I want. Like, as long as baby's okay and I'm okay, and my numbers are okay, then he'll let me go full term, 40 weeks, or until my water breaks or when I go into labor. If I do happen to get on medication for any reason, they will induce me at 37 weeks. So where that puts us at right now is I'm 32 weeks today. So we could have her anywhere from 5 weeks to 8 weeks, estimated, if she doesn't go over too far. And I don't think that she will. And the reason why is because I've been having a lot of contractions. Now, I know contractions are, a lot of people say Braxton Hicks and then they say contractions. A contraction is a contraction, and, you know, whether it's a Braxton Hicks or not, the only difference is that one dilates you and one doesn't. So I've been having a lot of contractions. I'm not sure if they're dilating me, to be honest with you. I would consider them Braxton Hicks because I can't really time them. I will say that I have been having at least anywhere from 5 to 10 a day. There's been a couple times that they've been concerning, as in like they've been painful, or they've been like 20 to 30 minutes apart, but then I'd only have like 3. So they basically told me if I have any contractions, 4 or more in an hour, then to go in. One time I had 4 in an hour, and I was very scared that I was going into labor. So I took a bath, I drank some water, I laid down, and they went away. So I guess I just overdid myself. New things that have also happened is my rib is killing me. I don't think it's from her, because I very frequently feel her feet on this side. She's heads down. She's been heads down since 30 weeks. You guys didn't know that. I'm sorry. I know it's been like a very long time since I've talked to you. She's heads down, and she's been heads down. But she normally is heads down, and she like curves on my left side. So her butt's like, I guess, near my ribs, and then her feet kind of stretch out over here. Sometimes, you know, like her butt will be at my belly button and her feet will be way over here. And sometimes she does flip and her feet will be over here. But like way up here, like at the very top of where my uterus is hurting really bad. It's not my gallbladder. It's none of that stuff. It feels like a bruised rib, and it sucks. I can't sleep very well. They just said that, you know, once she drops, it should relieve some pressure, but it's probably just all my organs pushing into my rib, and it hurts really bad. Like, sitting here hurts really bad. Sleeping is getting really uncomfortable. Sorry, guys. I'm outside and my allergies are just, like, going crazy. Sleeping's getting really, really uncomfortable. God, my nose. Anyway, sleeping's getting really uncomfortable, and everything's getting really uncomfortable. I will say that I know that I'm supposed to do... Sorry about that. One of my dogs had thrown up. I don't know what she ate, but I had to deal with it anyway. I don't really remember where I was at, guys. I'm so sorry. I guess just on the page of being uncomfortable. Typical pregnancy stuff, I guess. I had my 3D ultrasound. 2 weeks ago, and she looks very chunky, which is another reason they might induce me, is depending on how much she weighs, because typically gestational diabetes causes the baby to weigh a little bit more. She looks chunky, but you can't really tell a whole lot. You can't really tell a whole lot through the images. So this week, today's Monday, so Wednesday, we go in for our growth scan, which are things that I have to have. Depending on how she does is going to depend on how frequently. So right now I am being seen every 2 weeks up until 36 weeks, where they'll see me weekly. If she's big, then we'll start doing growth scans weekly, just to make sure she doesn't get too big. I'm conflicted on that because I know I actually have a friend who they had told her that she was going to have a 10-pound baby, I think. She didn't have gestational diabetes, but they told her that she was going to have a 10-pound baby and that they needed to have a C-section. So they gave her a C-section, and baby was only like 8 pounds barely. So I know that they can be off, and I know that regardless of what they say, like, I'll allow induction. I'm okay with being induced as long as like it's medically necessary. I'm not okay with a C-section unless it's absolutely necessary, as in like life-threatening, we need to do this right now. Zeke! Sorry about that. That's what happens when you have 3 dogs. It's a hassle being pregnant and having 3 dogs anyway. Growth scan, I think, is what I was talking about. Basically, if she's measuring big, I'm still going to try to labor naturally. 100%. I want them to let me try to push. So, regardless of, I'm going to have to put them in. Okay, so basically, it's kind of really all I have for you guys. I'm just going to have to go. I have to check my blood sugar. And that dog's barking and it's going to get really loud. So, so basically, I have gestational diabetes. I'm 32 weeks pregnant, and I am ready to not be pregnant. I have finally reached that stage to where I just want her out. So, there's that. We'll figure out how much she weighs in 2 days. My baby shower is Saturday, the 7th of October. So I'm excited about that. I don't think there's really anything else that I can think of. I know this is a long video, guys, but it's been like a month since I've updated you. So I think that the closer I get to my due date, the less frequent my videos are going to be, just because I'm focusing so much on preparing for her. So as I said, like, the best way to keep updated on like what I look like, how I'm doing, what's going on, is Instagram. It's just the best way to do it. I post a lot of pictures of her on there. I posted our maternity pictures that we had done on there. You can see her ultrasound, and I post updates whenever I can. It's just a lot quicker and easier that way. If you guys want to still hang out for the videos, that's fine, but I'm just letting you know that the closer I get to the due date, the less I'm going to be able to make a video. And even after I have her, I'm not sure how long it's going to be until I make another one. I do know that if everything goes as planned, like whether my water breaks or whether, like, on my way to the hospital, I plan on doing a video. When it gets posted is a different story, but I do plan on at least doing like one last video for you guys there. So before it gets too windy and loudy and everything else, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my belly, because I know that that's always exciting, and I've always liked seeing other people's and seeing how big that they've gotten. One thing from gestational diabetes is that I have not gained any more weight. I haven't lost it. I am a steady 135 now, which means that I've gained 25 pounds this pregnancy. I was underweight pre-pregnancy. I was 110 because I weigh like 5'7", or I'm like 5'7", so I'm a little tall for my weight. But at 135, that's actually what I'm supposed to weigh, not pregnant. So bug keeps landing on me. So anyway, I'll go ahead and show you guys my belly, and that'll be that. I'll try to get up here. Step over here into the shade a little bit so you guys can see. But as you can see, I'm getting pretty big, and I'm definitely kind of dropping a little bit. I'm just pretty big. Unfortunately, I do have stretch marks over here, but that's the only place that I've gotten them so far. So that would be that. As you guys noticed, I dyed my hair. It was supposed to match my baby shower theme, which was going to be like black roots to like bright pink, but it of course didn't turn out the way that it was supposed to. It's like a purpley, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like a purple, but whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna go check my blood sugar. I had a really bad breakfast this morning. I had oatmeal, and then I decided to have a cup of chocolate milk, which put me at around 60 carbs, which is like double what I should have had. So, but I think I feel okay, but sometimes that doesn't really matter. So I'll go check that, and then who knows what I'll do for today. I have a lot of baby shower stuff to plan for this week, so I will see you guys hopefully after the growth scan. Hopefully I'll try to make another video by the end of this week, beginning of next week, to update you on her weight. But I'll post a link to my Instagram down below, along with my registries. If you guys want to send our little miracle something for the baby shower, it'd be awesome and much appreciated, because we are doing this alone, and like even my baby shower I'm doing alone, and it sucks, but we're doing what we got to do. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging in there and watching me and listening to me ramble and going through this. And I'm hoping one day that I'm going to be able to sit down with Veda and start from the beginning and show her our journey to her, and how much she means to us, and how much of a struggle it was to get to where we are, but how grateful and thankful we are for where we've come. And just, you know, our journey is special, and it's unique, and it's different, and it's something that I really want to share with her one day. So so thanks for hanging in there, guys, and listening to me ramble and everything, and I will keep you guys updated.